Zara, good to see you. Been a while, yeah, longest time. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining the stream page. Welcome. Let's link up. I want to see your face. Yeah. Good to see your face, Gina Zara. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Thank God you're still awake. Oh yeah. I want to see you. Thank God you are still awake to catch me tonight. Thank you so much for coming. Kindly thumbs up and help me share out, okay? Let's have people from your community coming as well. Welcome. How have you been? Hope you're good. Welcome. Yeah, I've missed you for a while here now, and I know it's because of the time difference. But it's good to have you catch me tonight. Welcome. You too sweet. Miss Judy, all the way from Kenya. Welcome, Miss Judy. Welcome, 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 Miss Judy. Welcome. Good to have you join the stream tonight. Welcome. I appreciate you for joining. Please kindly thumbs up and leave and help me share out to your community as well, okay? Go, shine. How has your day been? How have you been, Miss Judy? Thank you for the thumbs up and the share. Thank you. Yeah, welcome, Miss Judy. Good to have you too. Okay, here. Who else do we have in here? Mental health awareness in the building. Welcome, mental health awareness. Thank you, Gina. I appreciate. Thank you so much. Welcome, mental health awareness. See you. Welcome. How has your day been? Mental health awareness. Thank you so much for your support yesterday. It was amazing. It was amazing. Massive. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Welcome, welcome. Kindly thumbs up and share out to your community. Let's have more people come in here so that we can begin. Yeah. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, today, like I said, from the title of today's video, we shall be discussing why deadbeat fathers want to return after years in exile. My day has been great, the best, but I'm drawing a line under it and moving on. It's okay. Okay, my day hasn't been best, but I'm drawing a line under it. I'm moving on. It's not okay. It's okay not to worry. You're very welcome. Okay, please, whatever it is, just remember that it's gonna pass. It's a phase, you know. It happens, and then when I get to that point, I tell myself this will pass. We find ourselves in this situation every now and then, and that is what makes us human. So whatever it is you are dealing with, I believe you're going to overcome. You are stronger than this. You will overcome, definitely. So thank you so much for sharing that with me. I appreciate you. So guys, like I said, from today's title, we'll be discussing why do some deadbeats that return after years of absence and the life of a child or children. This is very common with a lot of men from Africa. Yes, we see a lot of deadbeat dad, and we want to ask ourselves tonight, who is a deadbeat dad? Let's even start from there. Or rather, who are deadbeat dad? Like, what are the adjectives to use to quantify this deadbeat dad? You know, they are very irresponsible fathers who have chosen to neglect and ignore their responsibilities. Fathers who run away from their responsibilities. Fathers who can own up to their responsibilities. Fathers who know they have children somewhere but choose to be irresponsible because they don't want to own up to their responsibilities. Fathers who are even in the life of a child but have abandoned and neglected the duties and responsibility of child raising to the mothers alone. Fathers who are present but are absent at the same time. They are present, they are in the house, but you can't feel their presence as a father. Fathers who have relegated their responsibilities, their roles of being a father to these children, to the mothers alone. Thank you so much, Gina Zara. Yeah, I see it happen a lot, but I have some blame towards the mothers of the child or children who allow the fathers to come in out of the child's life. Yeah, okay, to come in and out of the child's life. Okay. Yeah, absent fathers. Fathers who are present, but they are absent. Fathers who just come in, some of them, they just breathe in and breathe out. And others have decided to remain in exile forever, not minding or caring, what happens in the life of that child. Fathers who know that this is their duty, but will rather sit back, drink their life out, or just waste away. We have seen a lot of these fathers. Husbands, these are not just fathers to single moms. These are not just fathers who are not married, but fathers who properly married the mother of these children, but they sit back at home, watch television from morning till night, and it's not enough for them. And when they get back, or when they go out and they get back, they just want to eat and go to bed. Fathers who have multiple girlfriends outside, multiple side chicks outside, and who can pick bills, even the simplest of bills at home. Fathers who will sit back and watch a woman struggle under the sun, under the rain, and watch the children being sent home from school, watch the children starve. We call them deadbeat fathers, absent in the life of the child. They are present but absent. And others, the moment they discover that a woman is pregnant for them, a lady whom they had an affair with is pregnant, they disappear. They just bolt from the life of that woman, leaving her to carry the burden, the responsibility of the pregnancy alone. Deadbeat dads. That's what we call them. Lazy bone dads. Weaklings. Irresponsible dads. Mental health awareness says that because what happened in the life, okay, what happens in the life is the child gets, if the child gets confused, okay, is the child gets confused and don't understand what is happening, they will one day, one day there will be this man in their lives that says he is their father, but don't properly raise them. Well, David Luis Almadi, well, for the first time, I have my baby brother in the house. Hello, David. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining the stream. That's my younger brother there. Welcome, David. Good to have you join the stream tonight. Welcome. Yeah, so mental health and awareness educate. Welcome, Sister Winnie. Good to have you in the house. Welcome, Sister Winnie. Thank you so much. Thanks for the thumbs up. And guys, please, if you can, kindly help me to share out the stream. Let's have more people in the building. Yeah, Gina Zara David is my brother. He is my baby brother. Actually, he is the last baby of the house. Yeah, and he decided to join the stream today. I don't know, my family have been running away from my stream. I don't know why. Maybe because of the topics I discussed. I don't know, but whatever it is, I'm really happy to have my baby brother in the house. Sister Winnie, thank you so much for joining the stream. And tonight we are discussing deadbeat, those fathers who can pick up their responsibilities, who father children but can own up. Now, it's not compulsory that you must marry the mother of the child, but at least you should be responsible for that child you two brought into the world. You should be responsible. I understand that not every relationship will lead to marriage. Definitely, some relationships can lead to marriage because things happen. But when it happens, that innocent child that was brought into this world has to be taken care of. And the child has to be taken care of by both parents, not just by one person. By both parents. Some abscond. Mommy T, the she boss. Welcome. Thank you so much, Mommy T, for joining the stream. Host, I'm having a premiere right now. I'll be back. Okay, Miss Judy, no problem. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'll be expecting you back. Yeah, Gina Zara said the topic is deep now. Yeah, very deep. Thank you. Greetings, Mommy T. Winnie says, hope everyone having wonderful and blessed. Absolutely. Absolutely. We bless God. We thank God. Yeah. We thank God for life. We thank God for grace to have seen this day, and we're still going. So we are discussing about these fathers. And mental health awareness, it also depends on how the baby come into the world, because some oopsies, okay, there's double O there. I don't know what that means. Okay, oopsies happen and the man isn't ready to be a father. Okay, now that is the problem. Did they pay you? Yeah, I'm dropping the link already, please. I need us to rub minds together because this is a very broad topic, is a very sensitive topic that touches a lot. I have seen a lot. I have heard stories. As at this evening, I am still handling a case of one of the deadbeat fathers. Yeah, taking responsibility for a child you bear shouldn't be overstressed. Those men, okay, those men to me are not what calling fathers. Absolutely, and that is why we tag them deadbeat fathers, lazy bones, irresponsible fathers. That is what we call them, and that is what they are. Because any man who knows that he has fathered a child should own up to, should stand up to, should wake up to his responsibility. Because it's not enough for you to go in there, come out, and then enjoy all the pleasure. But when it happens, you run away. Now, mental health awareness said something. He said, some fathers are not really ready. Now, that is the truth. Some men are not ready to be fathers. They are not matured enough. They are not prepared for what happened. They are not prepared for this bundle of joy that came into the world. But anybody, any matured guy who can ejaculate and get a woman pregnant should be ready to work out the sweat, should be ready to sweat and take care of that child. Now, even if you can't take care of that child 100%, at least to some certain extent, be responsible. Let the woman, let the lady, let the child feel your presence in his or her life. Let the woman you impregnated feel, know that you are responsible, at least to some certain extent. Meet her halfway. Some men will not even go as far as, they can't even, in fact, they are not even present. They have denied the pregnancy. I have men who have denied pregnancies that they know they fathered. They see these children look like them, carbon copy, but they still deny the children. So if you're grown enough, matured enough, that is why relationship is not for children. It is for matured men and women ready. Now, Gina said, okay, Mommy T, the Shiva said, whether a child was brought into this world by mistake, out of wedlock, or whatever means, the man needs to take 100% care of the child. Now, that is from Mommy T, the Shiva. David said, okay, I think it is very important that you contribute to the best of your ability to support the child, even if you don't want to marry the lady in question. I love you, bro. I love you. And I know why you're saying that. The truth is, even if you are not ready, you don't have the means, at least to some certain extent, be responsible. Own up to your SHIT. Own up to it. Even if it's 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, own up to it. You know deep down within you that this child belongs to you. But you run with your tails in between your legs and you disappear, you abscond. 20 years down the line, you now want to come feeling remorseful. Feeling remorseful that, oh, you made a mistake in the past. You made a mistake by denying the pregnancy. And then you were a coward. So that was why you couldn't own up to your responsibility. But now you're back. When this child is already a graduate, when this child is already a grown man or woman, You know, the one that baffles me the most is, are some men who suddenly realize that they have daughters because these daughters are getting married. Suddenly you wake up and you remember that you have a daughter and she's getting married. You now want to come and sit down as the father of that child. Hello, you are not the father. Whoever raised that child is the father, because fatherhood mustn't be by blood. You are not the father. You cannot reap where you did not sow. 10, 20 years, where have you been when this child is struggling, when the mother is struggling under the rain, under the sun, when she's being shamed, when she's being humiliated, when she carried the burden all alone? Where were you? You were somewhere watching, and then suddenly you realize you have a daughter, and then you want them to come give you a special place and call you Nangwa, the father of the child. No, you have lost it. You have lost your place in the life of that child. You have lost it. So guys, I am dropping the link so that as we are talking, we can rub minds together. Mommy, share the T-boss. If you can come up, please do. And mental health awareness, if you can, even if you don't want your face to show in the camera, you can, just jump on the street and then put off your camera. Put off your camera, okay? So anybody who wants to jump on the link, you should jump on the link. And if you don't want your face to show, you can just tap on the camera to close it. Mommy T, the she-boss, says, sometimes I blame the mothers too. Some sit idle and do nothing about it. We have social welfare and other facilities meant to force these deadbeat fathers to man up to their responsibilities. Okay, now I totally agree with you on this, Mommy T, the she-boss. But in some countries, where are these social welfares? Are they functioning, or they're just there collecting money from the government? These social welfares are not doing their jobs. And information is power. Sometimes a young girl who is pregnant and the man is not owing up to his responsibility or picking the bills doesn't even know where to go to. The awareness is not there. They are left alone. The awareness is not there, not even the family. And most oftentimes, the family will just say, well, since he's denying the pregnancy, let him go. Years down the line, he's going to come back. And you know the funny thing? This same family will welcome the deadbeat father and say, well, this is your child. We can't deny you access to your child. No, you can be denied access to your child. You can. You can be denied access to your child because that child is no longer yours, in fact. Now, like I was saying before, that's a case I am presently handling, and I'm just praying to God for wisdom to be able to, help this young lady. Now, the normal story, boy meets girl, very young, and they are not ready for responsibilities. And then something happens, and then boom, the girl gets pregnant. Sister Winnie, I'm dropping the link. If you want, you can join the link. Let's discuss, and you share your ideas with us as well, Sister Winnie. Okay. Now, normal story, boy meet girl, toast, they get carried away, they're in love, and then boom, pregnancy, just surfaced from nowhere. She told me when she got pregnant that this is what happened to her, and she's planning to get married to the guy. I said, okay, so long as he's ready to, he's not denying the pregnancy, he's ready to, be a father to this child, no problem, go ahead. Do you love him? She said, yes. Are you ready for marriage? She's just in her early 20s. Are you ready for marriage? She said, yes. What are your parents saying about it? Are they ready to to give you out? She said, yes. I said, okay, fine. And she got married last year. Few months down the line, stories begin to, sprout from left, right, and center. What's happening? She can no longer stand the marriage. Few months down the line, after having her baby, mental health, and I say a lot of social workers unfortunately don't do their jobs, especially when people decide not to do their duties of fathers, and then decide one day when the child is older that they now want to come back. Absolutely. This is the problem. Now the awareness is not even there. You can only have social welfare, functioning social welfare in the developed world. But back home, developing countries, these social welfares are not functioning. So young ladies are left alone to carry the responsibility. They are left alone to bear the burden with no child support. The guys involved are not forced to carry out their responsibilities or, man up. Hey, Mommy Fechi, oh, my own mother. Ne Mama, welcome. Dalurine, thanks for joining the stream, ma. Thank you so much. Welcome, Nemoma. Welcome, welcome. In fact, henceforth, please permit me to call you Nemoma because that is what you are henceforth to me. Thank you so much for joining the stream. I appreciate you, ma. Please, ma'am. Yeah, we're discussing deadbeats dad, and their absence, their disappearance in the life of a child, and then eventually years down the line they surface from nowhere and want now to be they now want to be given the rights, some of the rights and responsibilities or honor due to a father, especially when a lady is getting married. So that is what we are discussing tonight. So ma, I am dropping the link. The link is there. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Hello, host lovely. Yeah. Okay. Okay, no problem, ma. I understand. Thank you so much, ma. Yeah, welcome. So now these people disappear, and years down the line, they come up and now want to, they now want to be there as a father when the boy is doing well, when the guy is already doing well, when the lady in question is already doing well, especially when she eventually becomes known in the society and there's no more burden for the guy to pick, no more bills for him to pick. When it comes to paying a bride price, these men now want to come and collect bride price and claim to be the father. They now want to collect drinks. They want to collect dowries where they did not work, when they have not been in the life of the child. Should these deadbeat fathers be allowed? What do we do about this? How do we stop this? How do we address this issue of deadbeat dad? Because it is not just for those who are unmarried, but even married men, fathers. Oh, okay, I understand. Fathers who are properly married to their wives, who are, properly married to the mother of these children. They will sit at home, drink all day, watch television, do nothing, lazy around, play games, go out with friends, watch game, and they abandon these children, the responsibility of raising these children alone to the mothers. We see women struggling. Some of them are backing babies, backing young children, dragging the other one, and they are struggling, trying to make ends meet. Now, this young lady I was talking about suddenly is having issues. And before you say Jack, she's out of the marriage. Why? She couldn't stand the heat. The mother-in-law was giving her troubles. The husband was giving her troubles. They were not treating her as a wife. The in-laws were giving her troubles. They were not seeing her as a wife because she's very young. Because they see her as a very young, innocent girl whose her parents just encouraged her to get married because she's pregnant. They were treating her anyhow, treating her like a slave. She was starving in the house. When she gave birth to that baby, nobody was helping her. She practically struggled until she couldn't take it anymore, and she went back to her father's house. As we speak, they have come back. Now, the sad part of it is that the man has come with his parents. They now want the girl to come back. I asked her, since you left the house with your child, has this man bought you pampers? The father of your child, your husband. She said never. He had never bought her a pampers for that child, not baby food. He has not given her a dime for her upkeep or for the child's upkeep. He left her. They are both in the East. left her to carry the burden alone for 7 months since she left the marriage. She left to go, calm her head in her parents' house. And the man never bothered for one day to go check up on her or his daughter. He never bothered to send money to her, even if it's for the child alone. He never cared. Instead, 7 months later, he's coming to ask her to come back. And I asked this young lady, just this evening, we were speaking. Hey, Oyoyo's Kitchen, welcome, Oyoyo Ndoki. Hey, Wanyoma, where have you been? I miss you, sure you know. Welcome, thank you so much for joining the stream. I appreciate you. Welcome, thank you so much. Wanyoma, welcome. I'm really happy you're here. Really happy to see you, actually. So now, the guy has never bought this child anything, not even a stockings, not even Pampers, nothing. She calls me all the time to let me know how she's struggling with a child alone. And a new mother, a nursing mother, it was difficult for her to get a job because anywhere she goes to apply, they tell her that they can't take her because of the child. She's still a nursing mother. So from when the child was just barely 2-3 months old, she left. So nobody could give her a job. Her parents were, they were just pushing her to go back to her husband's house. And she said she can't leave. That the guy is not treating her like a wife. The mother-in-law is not treating her like anything. They're all seeing her like a trash because she got pregnant and was forced to marry the guy. So she practically struggled looking for, hey, Sweet Escape, welcome, Sweet Escape. Thank you so much, Queen, for coming. I appreciate you, Queen. Welcome. Welcome. So, guys, I am dropping the link. Please, your contributions are needed here. Okay, so it won't just be me talking here. Okay, so welcome, Sweet Escape. How's your day been? Hope you've been fine. So now the parents have been forced, and she says she can't go back. But with so much pressure, with no job, no means of livelihood, she says she's tired and exhausted. Now she wants to go back. She's being forced, being pressured to return because her mother kept telling her that she can't stay here any longer. Welcome, Time Out with Fami. Hey, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Nello's side. Thank you so much. I have my people here. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Welcome, Queens. Kindly thumbs up and share out. I've missed you guys. Welcome. Mommy T say, I wish this network would permit me to connect. This particular topic has hit my sister, and I saw firsthand how she struggled to raise her kids. I personally have my own sister. My brother is here. My younger brother is here. My sister is going through the same thing. She struggled. God so kind, my brother was able to help her. Our elder brother was able to help her with the son so she could go back to school. They helped her with the son so she could, make a meaning out of her life, because it's not easy for a young girl to work with a new baby, to struggle all alone. So this girl now told me, just this afternoon, she told me, say, Auntie, I want to go back. But when I go back, my plan is that since my mother-in-law is there, at least she'll be helping me look after the child while I work. Then if my baby is 2 years, I will run away with her. Tears dropped from my eyes. She said she will run away with the child after 2 years. When the child is eventually 2 years, she will abscond and nobody will find her again. Why? Because she's going back there, not because she loves her husband, but because she is exhausted. Her parents are mounting pressure on her. The mother keeps taunting her daily when if she cooks and she wants to eat, the mother will say, be here and just be eating. You are just eating. Mommy T, the Shebas. Okay, thank God. Let's see if your network will allow you. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Thank you, Mommy T. Mommy T, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Mommy T? Can you hear me? Oh, her network is bad. Glorious Reality, welcome. Thank you, Queen, for joining this stream. Hey, Glorious Reality, welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you, Queen. Thank you. Please, guys, thumbs up, okay? And help me share out. And if you can, help me share out, please. Mommy T, can you hear me? Oh, her network is so bad. But let's keep talking until her network gets better, okay? So meanwhile, hey, Nemuza, welcome. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Welcome, ma. Thank you. I appreciate you, ma. Welcome. Thank you so much. For those just coming in, we are discussing deadbeat dad and how the abscond disappear in the life of a child or children, and then years later they resurface claiming some rights and wanting some honor, accorded to them as a father of the child or children. And we've been looking at cases where even married men, fathers who are present but they are absent, like their fathers answering fathers, but when it comes to picking up their bills and being responsible, they are not fathers. They leave the duties to the wife alone. They leave this woman suffering and struggling alone. They lazy around, womanize, go out with friends, spend money, and do nothing. Some of them even steal their wife's money. They force whatever she has gotten, they force it out of her just to go drink or gamble. And then when this child, if they're female, they're getting married, you see them come sit down as the father of the child, demanding for high bride price. And the boys, when they grow up, you see these men coming out shamelessly to ask the children for money. Deadbeat dad. They are everywhere. And I'm giving an example of a young girl's case I am handling right now. And she's about making another mistake. But unfortunately, my hands are tied. I can't help her much because she is with her parents, but the parents are pushing her to return back to the husband. The husband has been a deadbeat dad. He doesn't take his responsibility. He's been treating her like a trash. He has never bought pampers for the child. And she, out of pain and everything she's going through, she went back home. And later, the parents are forcing her to return. Now she wants to return, and then her plan is to abscond after her daughter turns 2 years. Hey, Oyoyo Sword, you are too fine. You are too fine. Just only you find like 10 people. You too fine.
When I say the sun is covering my face, so I'm charging my phone. That's why I'm trying to figure out.
Okay, I think that angle is good.
It's better.
Be yourself, Dynasty. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining your stream. Be yourself. Divine Chioma, thank you so much for joining. Welcome. Please, guys, kindly thumbs up and share out the stream. Let's have more people because this is a very sensitive topic. A lot of people are going through a lot, and we need to speak out and let these deadbeat fathers know that, things cannot always remain. It's not going to be business as usual. And what are we going to do to put them in their place? What are we going to do to make them sit up, man up, wake up to their responsibilities? And even when they refuse to wake up, how do we force them? How do we reward them? Because you can't just disappear and you resurface and want some reward. How do we make them pay back for what they have done to this woman and to this child? Welcome, Oyoyo's World, and welcome, Sweet SK. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Oyoyo's World, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you for having me, host. Hi, Sweet Escape, and everybody in the chat room. Hello, everyone. Trust you all are doing okay. I'm gonna give a practical example of what happened to a woman and her daughters. This woman was in a domestic relationship, and then her friends helped her escape. Okay, so when she escaped with her kids, back to her parents' home. Eventually, the man and the family came to take the kids. As the Igbo culture demands, you hand them over the children. So the girl's family did that, handed over the kids to the father. So the man went back with his kids. But the woman was so young, though she married very early as of 23, she already has 2 children as of 23. And she married when she was in her final year in the university, and then went to law school, came back, enrolled in her master's. Then she got this happened to her. So her friends made sure she left the marriage. So let's fast forward it to 4 years or 5 years. 5 years after, when the man took back the kids, the woman couldn't bear. She tried to talk to the man. Let's have I want to raise these girls because they are girls. They are better off with their mother. The man refused. What the man did was to get her younger sister to live with him to take care of this. And the younger sister was going to school at the same time. So they hired somebody, they brought somebody from the village that was taking care of the two girls. The person in the village that came from the village was not even treated nicely by the man, because somebody who is wicked, no matter what. The sister stayed for 2 months and said she's not leaving again, that the brother is so mean. So that other lady, it was just God that kept the lady. She raised this kids until the small one was about 5. Remember, the woman left before the second child turned 1. So the
Yeah.
small one was about 5. Then eventually, since they were written, the lawyers, tried to write to the man to have an understanding or even custody issue with the wife. The woman eventually got her kids back. The woman got her kids back and moved to Lagos. This man never for one day called to speak with those children. Not for 5 years, not for 10. So he missed all the birthdays and he never cared. Then one day, the kids started going to university. The first one was already in her 3rd year in university. The second one just entered university. One hot afternoon, the younger one got a call. Look at it. Just listen to the tone of the conversation. Hey, is your father? I want to. The girl said, who is calling me? And how did you get my number? It doesn't matter how I got your number. I'm your father. The girl said, as the last time I checked.
Can you imagine? His gods.
The last time I checked, I don't have a father. Please don't call this number again. And that one was so bitter. She left when she was 1+ and then came back to you. Eventually, these things happen. I'm on something. Can you leave and leave my office and move? Ooh, sorry, guys. Shut my door,
Okay,
please.
mental health awareness. Okay. Yeah.
So eventually, as the wife, or rather the ex-wife, was a good woman, because she never spoke to the children about their father in a bad way. So she kept on telling them, "It's still your father." Fast forward to 15 years after, right? The first daughter was to get married. The the ex has remarried. So the first daughter, mommy, I'm not going to daddy's place to do my traditional marriage. I don't care what the culture says, blah, blah, blah. But because the woman is a good woman, I said, no, I can't have you come to my own parents' place to do your traditional marriage. Your father was a bad person to me, not to everybody, okay? And because I have a good relationship with his siblings, I will give them that honor. So they now prepared everything, went for the traditional marriage in their father's place.
Yeah, in the father's village.
Yes. The moment they paid bride price, you were asking a question, how do we tell the men to do? The moment they paid bride price, guess what the girl did? She went to where the stepfather was seated and took him up to the dancing floor.
Huh?
And then that was the only man and her husband that the girl danced to. The father was just walking around, didn't know what to say. You have no relationship with your parents, or rather with your children. And these kids did not want to have anything to say to the man. They never did until the day of the traditional marriage. So
can you imagine? Their
one
gods.
word, yeah. In one way or the other, these men, they get what they deserve in one way or the other.
So a lot of them get away with it. That is my pain.
They get away with it.
Away
this one got away with it. He never paid tuition, never paid school fees. The children schooled overseas. Both of them, they did masters overseas. They schooled in Nigeria, no tuition, no nothing. He got away with it, but because the woman could afford it, and the woman was not being petty, because she got her foot strong enough that financially she's buoyant enough to take care of her children. So he wasn't expecting the man to do anything. But let's forget about the financial aspect of it. How about the emotional attachment a man will have with the children? This thing I'm talking about, the man is in his 60s, or rather going to 70s now. You have nobody to call your child. Nobody to call your child.
Nobody.
So, you see what I'm saying? Some of them get what they deserve eventually. It might take a long time to happen, but it will sure come. People believe in karma.
Let me read what David read. David Luiz is actually my kid brother. He's my baby brother, the baby of the house, actually. David Luiz say every tradition has its own culture on issues like this. But what I dislike is a man abandoning their responsibility in manning up as a father. No man should claim to be a father. When you have not been in the life of that child, you cannot claim to be a father. Oyoyo, you see, I was discussing about a young lady's case. Now, this young lady in question, she's just this afternoon, because I have known her for over 2 years now, or 3 years now, and she wants to go back. I don't even know how to handle it anymore. I feel pains that my hands are tied and I can't do much for her. She said if she has something doing, she won't go back. But wherever she goes, they said because she has a child, they can't hire her. And her mother is refusing to help her care for this child while she works. The mother wants her, act of shame. They don't want her to remain in the house because people are talking that your daughter who just recently got married is back home with a child. So the mother is mounting pressure on her. She can't eat without the mother talking. The father is also not helping. The father promised to send her to nursing school, but now the father is saying he doesn't have money to do that. She should go back to her husband's house. Now, the man in question is not being a father to this child. He's not even treating her as a wife. I know how many times she has cried up to me. She has called me up, crying that she doesn't know what to do. And she's married already.
Are they in Nigeria?
Yes, in the East. And the man is living with his mother and his siblings. So the girl is like a house help to them. They treat her like a trash.
Oh, did she get pregnant before they paid her bride price?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
She did.
S&S,
welcome Sweet Escape.
Yeah.
Okay, Sweet Escape sent me a message. Sweet Escape, let's hear you. Where are you going this evening? You have a date night with your husband. I'm suspecting
Hi,
you.
everyone. How are you guys?
Hello, Sweet Escape. Welcome back. Thank you so much, baby.
I'm always on the go when you're going live with the hot topics.
With hot topics, and you just can't help it.
Oh my goodness. You know, I don't know if I should be the one to come up here and speak about this topic as I'm actually living the experience of it right now. It's not an easy thing to go through, that's for sure, but you also have to look at where you're going to point fingers. What background, not so much background, but who their parents are and how he was raised. Okay? I mean, sometimes we can raise fine men, but then their personality changes and they evolve. They change with who they hang out with and who has a certain, how do we say, mindset, how we change. You know, people do change through other people too, right?
Yeah.
But regardless, deadbeat is deadbeat. So what does the word dead mean? Completely done, right? So you cannot fix someone who's already deadbeat, regardless of what you lay out on the table, regardless of what you do and what you put and how you make them think. That's it. That's just them. They're dead. They're dead.
Yeah.
You know. But as in for entitlement, you can't change anyone. Only God will change one. You know. But as entitlement, you're not gonna be there from the beginning. Sorry, don't come in the end or even in the middle. You had your chance many times while we were together, while you were in their life, and you don't wait for, a breakthrough for yourself to break through to your children. Your breakthrough should be right then and then when you are given the title to be a father. If you are able to have your mind or your brain in your head to think about, okay, well, I could possibly be a father. So that's when things should change. You should act upon the title you're given. Some men do not have that option to be given a father title, but they wish they could have it. Same as mothers, right? But you do not take the title of being taken for granted, not for yourself and not for your children. And when it comes to in-laws, oh my goodness, don't even get me started. You know,
some of these in-laws don't, like you said, don't even go there.
But this is why
it's a topic on its own. It's a different topic on its own entirely.
But no, when it comes to in-laws, I mean, you would not accept this for your daughter, but you could accept it on another female. That is just
Can
wrong.
you imagine that?
that is wrong on so many levels. But you know, a lot
Now,
of people
for
do not
instance,
choose.
you are struggling to raise your children, giving them the
Right.
best in life. You're working yourself out. You're doing all you can to raise them properly. Then
Right.
eventually, 10, 20 years down the line, he resurfaces,
But
you know,
mind you,
and
my
come
struggle.
apologizing to them. You know, some children have very soft heart, and they
Right.
begin to, or even when they're teenagers, and they now want to bond with him. How would you feel about that?
But see, then that's his to each in their own and his loss, right? Mind you, forget what I went through as my struggle to raise my children. That's for me and them, right? But for you, as a man, you know, we are preached from when we were younger, regardless where you come from the world, men are supposed to be the protected of women, the protected of children. We were supposed to look up to men in order to get things done. Men were supposed to be basically our leaders and we follow our strength and when we're weak. But if you're weakening the weak, what are you? You're not a man. You're a child. You're a child. If you're a child and you can't hold up to responsibility of being a man, a father, and that title, then you should not be looking into having children. You should not be looking into being married. I mean, I have a son. I'm going to make sure my son and his daughter and his wife are going to be there for their children. You know, I'm going to raise, my son is not going to be the son of a child. He's going to be the son of a woman.
Yeah, I get
That
you.
it
I
goes back
get
to
you.
the mother too. If you are a mother-in-law and you're allowing your son to treat his own children like that, it makes me wonder, how did you treat him? Where is you a mother? Where's the nurturing part of you as a mother?
And these same mothers, unfortunately, these same mothers would want their own daughters to be treated right. They want their own daughters to, to live in a happy home. They want the husbands to treat them right. But here is another person's daughter. You're treating her this way without even thinking about her, how she's going to feel, about the pain you're causing her. This is another person's daughter.
But I want to tell you
Like this
something.
case, yeah.
Little do these people know, children are their mother's children, not the fathers, not the in-laws. You're going to treat the mother and the children a certain way. You can gain them, you can lose them. Go back to the root and how you work your way with the root. You know, for me, my children, when they're older, I'm going to treat their partners better than I would treat my own children, because in the end, the children that are coming from them are going to come back to me. I'm not losing them. You know, they say, what, as a parent, what is more dearest to you than your own child is your child's child.
It breaks my heart, because I wish this young lady I am talking about now, I wish I can take her away. I wish I'm back home. I wish I am back home and I can say, okay, come live with me. Come stay with me. Because she going back there, it's not because she's happy, but she's been pressured. Nobody's helping. She wants to work, but she can't be carrying around a newborn baby. Nobody's giving her a job. So she's left to care. Even when the mother is home, she can't leave the baby with the mother. The mother will ask her to take her child, all just to mount pressure on her to return back to the man, to the deadbeat dad who has not bought not even a pampers for his child for months. He doesn't care how they've been faring. He doesn't care if they feed or not. And then all he came to ask is that she returns back. If she wants a better life, she should return back.
Can I just say something before I have to go? Sorry to cut you off.
Queen.
I just say, my advice for any struggling mother with a deadbeat father: live your struggle. You build yourself, your strength, your mentality. You make yourself who you are. When your children see that part of you, no matter where you put them on earth, to you they come back, regardless. Even if they're going to be curious one day to meet their deadbeat father, but eventually when they see you on your feet, times are going to be hard. You're going to cry. You're going to hate your life. You're going to wish, I wish I didn't exist. You're going to wish this, but just keep the strength. Live for your children, and in the end, your children are yours.
It's really heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking. I've seen cases, I've heard cases, and I keep wondering, okay, you are two grown adults, and that let's even assume this didn't happen where where during marriage. Let's even assume it's just a mere relationship, and then the young lady takes in. Even if you cannot meet up with the bills 100%, at least to some certain extent, be responsible. Welcome, Rookie Dimma. Welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. A man with a child mindset can definitely not mend other child, and that's period. You are either fully in or you are out. That is true. That is true. My sister's deadbeat baby dad will come up today, apologize, fool around for a few months. When he releases, he can't penetrate. The mom is okay. The mom in okay cannot penetrate the mom in any way. He disappears and then later reappears with unclear motives. It's and that's another sad thing that these women. Welcome, Thunder Scorpion. Thank you so much. Sweet Escape. Okay, no, I understand. Thank you so much. Authentic Black Woman. Thank you so much. Welcome, guys. I appreciate you. Please, I am dropping the link. We're discussing deadbeat dads and how to make them, man up. That you father the child is not enough for you to be a father. That you got a woman pregnant is not enough for you to be a father. It is you being responsible. You being in the life of that child. You being present that makes you a father. And even if you're not married to the mother of that child, you should still own up. You should still wake up to your responsibility. Not just sit back and watch an innocent woman carry this burden of a child or children all alone, all by herself, without contributing any bills. And it's even worse back home where we don't have social welfare. And even when we have, they are just buildings, just structures. They do nothing to help young women. And then again, the awareness is not there. A lot of young ladies don't know that you can even go to this welfare and report a deadbeat dad. They don't know that they have some rights. And even when some do, they are laughed at. They're not taken serious. Families, when they get involved, don't even encourage these young ladies to press on charges. They just tell the young ladies to forget about it, that the guy will eventually surface in the future. After she has suffered with this child alone. Mommy T, the Shiba says, okay, some parents are sometimes the ones engineering their son to run away from their responsibilities. With all that they are you sure? Okay, with all the, are you sure you are really it's really your child? You are not ready to mend a child. You are not ready to mend a child. Yes, I totally agree with this. Some parents do this. They encourage their sons to deny the pregnancy. I, for one, have seen a case like that. I know someone whose parent, the guy is matured enough, quite all right. It's not as if the guy is lazy. Welcome, Olufunke, Fatok, welcome. Thank you so much. Authentic Black Lady, welcome. Thank you, everyone. Please, this is the discussion we're having today on deadbeat dad and what should be done. How do we handle this? Should we continue to allow deadbeat dads wake up one day and return to the life of those children? Or how should they be paid back? Do we just keep quiet and allow these things continue to happen? What would you advise a young lady or a woman who is living with a deadbeat dad, or a woman who the deadbeat dad has refused to own up to his responsibility? Justice Corner, my Kenyan beautiful queen, welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Welcome. Thanks for joining the stream. Kindly thumbs up, guys. Please don't forget to thumbs up and share out the stream, okay? Let's have more people come in here and have this discussion. Please, like I said, the link is there. You can click on it. Let's discuss. Click on it. Let's talk, okay? Even if you don't want your face to show, you can just click on the link and close your camera and rub mine. Share your experience, what you know with us. And then how do we handle situations like this? Because presently I have a case that I don't even know what else to do with this young lady, innocent young lady. And there are a lot of them out there struggling all alone, all by themselves, trying to raise children. All these men do is to come in, get them pregnant, and abscond. Some are husbands who are supposed to be responsible, but unfortunately, these husbands are not responsible. All they do is every year they hit her with pregnancy, and that is all. They vanish. Olufunke said, some dads do it all in the name of my child will look for me in the future. That is the problem. Because we have seen cases where these children are the ones even going back to look for the father, asking the mother, where is my dad? I want to know my dad. We'll be okay, we'll be back. Okay, all right. These children are the ones requesting that they want to know. And in some cases, there is a woman I know who has been telling, oh, thank you for this super chat, for this super sticker. Thank you so much, Sweet Escape. You are amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Queen. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you so much. Authentic Black woman said, I can't force an adult to be responsible. I'm a single mom, but I don't have the energy to run after someone. Now, good. You don't, because you can raise this child or these children alone. But what happens? Years down the line, authentic Black woman, years down the line, this father wants to come out and take some honor, especially when the daughter is getting married. He wants to come and sit as the father of the child. And because in our culture in Africa, most cultures in Africa, the woman traditional marriage has to be done in her father's compound. Mommy Tidi Shiva say, all these men are just being mean and wicked. No matter how hard the economy may be, a father with a conscience and awareness that I'm the father will at least struggle to provide the basic for the child. Totally. But, you know, it's just sad. And I don't even know why a grown-ass man will want to deny a pregnancy. And some are saying, how am I sure I'm responsible? When you were there having that affair, having intimacy, did it never occur to you that without protection, a child will emerge? Did it never occur to you that when two grown adults are having intimacy without protection, that a baby will come up? And then when it happens, you're asking, how am I sure? Like I was saying, there's a man presently, the family are the ones telling him not to own up to the responsibility. Even when this guy is saying, well, this lady is the only one. I mean, I am the only man in her life. I have been the only man, I trust her. The family stood their ground that they cannot have her. She is pregnant, carrying his child for Christ's sake. And the family keep insisting that this guy will not marry the girl. Now she'll be left alone with this pregnancy, struggle through the month, struggle raising the child, and then someday this same family will come because he's the first son. Someday, this same family will come and say, this is our child. This is our child. He's our first son. He's your first fruit. He's the first. He's the first. I mean, how do they even put it? He's your first. So let's bring the child home. And then they will go to the family of this girl, pleading. They will go to this girl, pleading that they didn't know what happened. You know, it's the devil's work. Because people are quick to point blame at the devil. It's the devil's handwork. I didn't know why I did that. You know, things happen. But let's leave the past where it belongs. Let's leave the past where it belongs and just move ahead. I just want to be the father of these children. After 10, 15, 20 years, what do you want to come and do? The years when you were needed to be a father, you were not there. These men are never there. They are never there. Black woman said, I can't force an adult. Okay, I think I read that. And okay, I pray that future, okay, in the future they keep referring. Okay, I pray that the future they keep referring to never comes. Okay. Nello Sai, thank you so much for coming. Welcome, Nello. I think I've seen you before. Okay, I think maybe you're greeting everyone in the house. Welcome. Please, guys, kindly thumbs up. Okay, African mentality. Yes, that especially during traditional marriage, where the woman doesn't have a choice. It has to be done in the man's compound, in her father's compound. The father will be there. He doesn't have a choice. He will be there. And when they call for the father of this child, he will come out as a father. Honor will be due to him. Honor will be accorded to him. You see him walking down proudly as Nangwa. Nangwa that never bought pampers for the child. Nangwa that never paid school fees for the child. Nangwa that was never there for any of this child's birthday. Nangwa that never knew how much they sell stockings or even shorts or even panties. Nangwa that doesn't know how the daughter has been making her hair. Nangwa that doesn't know how much baby food costs in the market. But they will give him the honor. He will collect the bride price. They will give him the everything. He will dance, eat, and take all the glory of Nangwa, the father of the child, on that day. It's heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. Thunder Scorpion, are you still there? Yeah, I think some the network is misbehaving. Some places, some people want to come up, but the network is not letting them. Even mine sometimes is hanging. So now, how do we handle this? Because a lot of men are getting away with this. And eventually, even the girl has no choice than to allow the children have relationship with the father. Even the woman has no choice than to heed to advice. She has no choice than to obey the custom and tradition of her land. She has no choice than to let these children, get to know their father. Like I was saying before, I know of someone who kept telling the children that their father is late. We know who the man is. We know the father. But she kept telling them that their father is late because as far as she is concerned, he's not existing. I know some women do this out of pain. But I can't blame any woman. I can't blame any woman who has decided to just close the chapter of the man in her life and in the life of the child. I will not blame such woman. Because she went through hell and back to care for this child or the children. The sacrifices, the pain, the humiliation, the shaming, the stigma of pregnancy all alone outside wedlock. Olufunke said, no one, I know one like that. He couldn't even afford to buy clothes on his daughter's wedding day. It's the woman that bought clothes for the shameless man, and he was feeling himself. Yeah, man. Now, this is what we're talking about. I think someone was sharing the other time how the shameless deadbeat dad was even asking the daughter for money. He was never there in the life of these children, but only for him to be asking one of the daughters for money. Only for him to call up the daughter. That means all along they know there is a daughter somewhere. All along they know there is someone. They have children somewhere. All along they sit back and watch from afar and watch things get better for these children. Only for them to resurface one day and start asking for some benefits, for some help, favors. And because some people have so much, they have a large heart, they have a kind heart, they forgive and just put the past behind them just so that life will move on. And then other men pick up because they don't see these men pay the price. They equally toe the same line. After all, Mwato, when the child grows, in Igbo custom, in my language, they will say, Mwato gachonnaya. When the child grows up, he or she will look for the father. And unfortunately, this is always the case. When a child grows up, the child will start asking questions. Who is my father? I want to meet my father. Who is my father? Show me my father. And the woman, out of pain, some people have already sealed the grave of the man while he's even alive. They tell the children, he's dead. He had an accident. He passed on. I don't have any picture of him. Would you blame the woman? Are you a deadbeat dad watching this video? Please, wake up. Ask yourself, if this is done to you, how would you feel? If this is done to me, these are your children, your own flesh and blood. Even if you cannot carry the responsibility 100% as a father, even if you can't pick all the bills, the least you can do, at least try to be present. Try to be there at their birthdays. Try to send money from time to time, the little you have. Let them know this is all you can afford. Or let the child know this is all I can get. I am doing my best. I am working. And be sure you are sincere and you are honest about it. Be sincere. If you are bringing just one pampers, at least the woman in question knows your means of income. She will not doubt you. She knows you're trying to be there. Even if you're not married to this woman in question, be there, visit frequently. Don't abandon your own blood. Don't abandon your own child. Don't run away from your child. And then only for you to resurface and you start begging and claiming that it is the devil's work. It is not the devil. It is you who have decided to be a deadbeat dad. It is you who have decided to fail yourself in your responsibility. Remember, karma, it will always be there. Oh, karma is best served cold. When you're old and frail, when your bones are weak, when you're down with one ailment, when you're weak, when your body is giving way, when you're lying down on that sick bed, you're going to look back with regret, a life filled with regret, with pain, with sadness. You're going to look back and regret everything. If you don't wake up today to your responsibility, if you don't wake up to your responsibility and pick some bills, at least show interest. Yes. Show some interest. Show that you love these children. Show to them that, yes, it happened. I and your mama had something and a baby popped up and you popped up. Well, we can get married. But here we are. I am still your dad. She is still your mom. Together we can raise you. You don't have to live together to co-parent. You don't have to live under the same roof to help out with the bills. You don't have to live under the same roof to care for them. You don't have to live under the same roof to be present in their life, to pay their school fees. At least pick up some of the bills, the house bills, the light bills, the school fees, the tuition fees, and every other thing. Once in a while, follow these children to their school, to other activities, attend their functions. Don't just disappear, vanish when you know. It's one thing for a man to know that he has a child and he ran away from it, and it's another thing for a man not to even know. There are some men who don't know that they have children. There are men out there who don't know that they have children. These women maybe didn't tell them. Now, those ones, you can't blame them. When eventually in the future, they find out and they want to be in the life of the children. These are exceptional cases. These are exceptions. We are talking about those ones who know. You are living in the same state, in the same city. You are seeing this woman. You are seeing the children. They look so much like you. Your heart tells you that this child is yours. You know it. And then you want to shame the woman, telling her, asking, am I the only man you have been sleeping with? Am I the only man? What's the proof? If you need a proof, why don't you bring out money for DNA? If you need a proof that this child belongs to you, paternity test is there. Why don't you go and run a paternity test? Go and run a DNA test. You will find out that this child is yours. At least if the child is not yours, the result will show it. That is why in the Western world, they don't drag these things. It gets to a point the government will help out. You run the test. But don't sit there asking the lady, am I the only woman? Hello, even if you're not the only woman, you slept with her. Even if you're not the only woman, you had an affair with her. You both went to bed without protection. That alone is a proof that you could be. But unless it is proven that you are not, you are irresponsible. You should wake up and be a responsible father. Deadbeat dads. Irresponsible fathers abound. How do you sleep at night? How do they sleep? How do these men sleep at night? Knowing fully well that they have fathered a child somewhere. How do they sleep? I don't know. How do you sleep watching that woman struggle all alone? She can't work. Nobody's employing her. Nobody's giving her a job. Why? Because she's trying to nurse a baby. Every woman who out there with a child needs a maternity leave. They need time to nurse a baby. They need time to raise a child. They need time. But those ones who have no one at all, who is going to employ them? Who will take care of the baby while they hunt for job? Who will take care of the baby while they are struggling? At least for the first 3 months. Sister Winnie say, hope everyone okay, having a blessed. Yeah, we are. Who will? And then to families who will rather watch their daughter suffer with a newborn baby instead of helping out. You are forcing her to return. Oh, yes.
Sorry, my darling. I dropped off. I had a call, so I had to drop off quickly.
It's okay. It's okay, Wanyuma. Mom Elsie's Kitchen and more. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming in. Please, Mom Elsie, give a thumb up. Thank you. Thumbs up. Thank you. Welcome. Wanyuma, we're still on the issue. Welcome back.
I know.
So, yeah.
The thing I will say, like Sweet Escape said it, you can't force people to change, no matter how we look at it. But the one I'm so particular about, the case in hand that you have, that young lady. If her mother has sisters, she should talk to her aunties. Okay.
She's the only daughter, unfortunately.
No, I mean the woman.
The mother's sisters. Okay, I don't know. I will need to ask her if she knows, if she's close. Okay, Jessie's corner. Okay, thank you. I don't know. I will need to ask her.
Okay, she should talk to her aunties. Okay, for the fact that she has found herself in this state she is now doesn't mean her life should end. There was an incident my friend had in the hospital. An 11-year-old had a baby in the hospital, and the father of the baby is another 14-year-old boy. So they are both children. So is it because she's 11 she now have the baby, so her own life should stop? But we have women that can understand the things about this life. So what they did, the grandma was there when she gave birth. The grandma said, I'm taking this child from her, right? Because the mother said, you can't come, our color, the same color with us.
Yeah,
our black hair.
Hey.
Yeah, so the woman said, no, you don't get me into it. When you were busy doing this, you didn't call me. I'm not, the grandma came to the hospital, say, give me the baby. You understand? So I need this child to return back to middle school. That is middle school, 7th grade.
Middle school, not even high school.
No. So imagine you now come and say because she made a mistake, her life should end. So if that lady that is talking to you, if she has aunties, she should talk to them. Okay? If she has aunties, she should talk to them. It's so unfortunate that her mother gave up on her. It's unfortunate that her mother is still
And
amongst the
both
women.
parents, she's living with them right now, but she wants to return. She wants to return so that she can leave the child at least with the mother-in-law and go work and go make something out of her life, because she's carrying this baby around and they keep telling her that she can't work with a baby. Wherever she goes to look for a job, they'll tell her that they can give her a job, that the baby is still very young.
Definitely,
and even if when she begs her mother to help care for the child, the mother will say, no, carry your body. Her own grandchild.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. She's thinking if she goes back to her husband's place that the mother-in-law might be able to take care of it. If her mother is not taking care of that child, I'm not sure the mother-in-law will do otherwise. They will continue.
That was where the whole problem started from. The mother-in-law never liked her. The mother-in-law has not been treating her right. And then the sister-in-law, because the husband is living in the family house. So everybody treats her like, and she's just still young, in her early 20s. So everyone treats her like, because she's still small and they're all grown, they're all treating her like a slave.
So
like the house help.
I asked a question before I left. Was she pregnant before the marriage?
Yes, she was.
Okay. So the mother-in-law will never have her interests at heart. I need her to understand that part. Okay. Though she's better off in her mother's place, and also a beggar at this point has no choice. So if she's still with her parents, you understand, she's better off there in the sense that at least they're not going to kill her, no matter what, it's still their child. But what I'm advocating, if her mother has siblings, like auntie, she should talk to her auntie so that they can talk sense into her mother, because her mother is not thinking right. Okay, I
don't understand what parents would rather watch their daughter suffer. And you know the funny thing, they see it with their eyes that this man is not responsible. They see it because since she left for months, he has never sent money, 1 penny, 1 cent to her and the child.
But why did they give her out in marriage?
Because she was pregnant and they don't want the shame. They don't want the shame. You know, in our culture, she got pregnant out of wedlock. So, and especially she's now a CWO mama, or she has a position in the church. They will want to send her off.
I wish people will stop. I really wish our people will stop. I watched a recent interview that somebody did in the with market women in Anambra State, asking them question. At this age we're in, women are still seeing themselves as slaves. It shouldn't be. A woman is somewhere being the head of World Bank in somewhere. It's a woman that is sitting in that position. If they think it's just the Oyibo people, Ngozo Konjiwala is also there.
She's a woman.
She's a woman. She has the same color with you. She came from your locality. So people should stop looking at women as whatever a man does, dump on you, you accept it. And that's why that mother is treating the daughter that way. If this girl dies tomorrow, now she will be the one that will cry the loudest.
The Banigos, welcome. Thank you so much, the Banigos. Hey, first time seeing the Banigos here. Welcome, the Banigos. Thank you so much. Now you see, if anything happens, my younger sister has a child. When she got pregnant, the guy denied the pregnancy. What we told her is she just finished secondary school then. She was out of secondary school. And then the guy denied the pregnancy. We told her, bring the baby home. Come. The child is still bearing our name. The child is still bearing our family name. The child has been with my elder brother. She went back to school and completed her studies, went to her institution. This boy has been with our first son. He is still there. In fact, he's like a father to him. While my younger sister has moved on with her life, she's making something meaningful out of her life.
Yeah.
So this is where family need to also come in. You don't allow your daughter to suffer in the hand of a deadbeat dad because she's married to the guy.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing in this one is because the mother and the father are not showing concern. They really don't love that
They
their
are not
daughter.
showing concern. And she's the only daughter. That's the painful part. The
Yeah,
only daughter.
the girl should talk to her aunties. Maybe her aunties will help her. Any of her auntie can even ask her to come and live with her. But like I said, she's now a beggar that has no choice. She has no choice in the sense that it's not when she gets to live with somebody, she start dictating how they treat her. No, she shouldn't look at those things. Those are, barriers
When she
towards
goes back
friendship.
to her husband's house,
No, she shouldn't even think about that. She should talk to her mother's siblings. If she has an auntie, there are some aunties that are good aunties. No matter what, they will still call you back. If she has
what
that
if they have the
bond,
same mindset as the mother?
if they have the same mindset, I mean, the only option left for her is to go back to her husband's. That's the only option left for her. People
My
are
heart
going
has been
through.
in pain since this afternoon because she has been waiting on me since last week to help to give her to give her my own opinion. Go back
Another
or do
thing you
what?
can do, you can open a GoFundMe account for her. If you really want her independence, you understand, you can open a GoFundMe account, and people might raise money for her. You tell her story in the GoFundMe. Anybody that God touches might put one cover. All she needs
Because
to
she said
do.
there's a place she wants to learn catering, but
Mhm,
the cost of this thing is around 80,000 Nigerian. That is 80,000 naira, and she
mhm,
doesn't have the money. And the mother says she doesn't have. The father equally said he doesn't have, and that is the only woman that is willing to accommodate her. And the woman has promised to help her with the child as well. Like she can be staying with the woman. They can do business together after she's done learning catering. Whenever a job comes, they can do it together, and then she'll pick up her life there. But right now, if she doesn't have the money to start, the only option left for her is to return back to the husband. And then after, when the child turns two, she will run, she will disappear with the child.
she can't disappear. When you're planning something, you're just thinking one direction. You're not thinking about every other thing that might surround it, or the circumstances or consequences that might come with that decision. The best option now, if she can get some funds to pay for her tuition for the learning thing, an additional
Yeah.
money to pay for a nanny for those period of hours that she'll be away. Since she's already in her 20s, she's old enough
She
to
doesn't
look
even need
for
a
herself.
nanny. She doesn't even need a nanny to go to the catering school, because
No,
the woman.
I have a problem with I'm going to look after your child for you. I have a big problem with that, because that person might have emergency and then dump the child for you, or give a stranger. And that's where molestation of children comes from. You understand? When you start passing a child from hand to hand. But let's assume now that we all agree to raise funds for her, and then you were able to raise $5,000 for her, for example, that will take care of that school, take care of the nanny. You understand? And she will be on her feet. The nanny is just for the temporary thing until the child is middle school. Once the child gets to school age, you see her life will be easier. It's not gonna be an absolute easy life for her. She has gotten herself into it. These are the consequences that comes with when you get pregnant before the right thing. So you should tell her to learn something from every struggle she's going through. And like I
Yeah.
said, she's on the begging side, so she doesn't have much options. What she needs to
Yeah.
do, not even to look at her mother, that the woman is being mean. The woman is mean flat out. You understand?
She's
But
already pushing her out of the house.
yeah,
The mother
that
is already asking her, when are you going? Go back. And then the husband came. She said they came last week. That was where the whole pressure started from. He came last week that he wants his wife back and his daughter back. At least that she's still his wife. They
mhm,
are legally married,
mhm,
traditionally at least. So he wants his wife and his child back. And then
mhm.
the girl is refusing to go back with him. And then the parents are mounting pressure. No, you have to leave. It's time for you to leave. We have fed you enough. Go back to your husband's house.
But if the girl is refusing to go, what's the reason for her not wanting to go?
Because the same reason that made her run away in the first place.
That they're not treating her nicely.
They start when she was still there. She, we talk when she was still living in her husband's house. She would call me up crying that the mother-in-law locked up the kitchen and she can't cook. She's starving, and her baby, she was still nursing. The baby was still very little. And she will be very hungry. She will have to go look for something, beg for something to eat. When the husband is away, the mother-in-law will lock the kitchen. When she was even pregnant, they were forcing her to do all the chores at home. They will bring out their clothes for her to wash with the pregnancy, and she will sit down struggling to do all this. And then she can't eat anything until they are done cooking, and they will not let her enter the kitchen to cook what she wants to eat. So sometimes they delay breakfast till maybe 11, 12, and she'll be starving. She'll be starving until whenever they finish what they're doing before she'll be able to eat. Now, when they're done cooking and they've eaten, maybe she wants to eat again, the mother will lock the kitchen because the husband is living in the family house. He's living with his mother and his sibling.
Okay.
So they will lock the kitchen.
See, Spicy, the girl is a complainer and she has refused to take responsibility that put her for her action that put her in that position. Yeah. That is her starting point, recognizing the part that, hey, if I hadn't gotten into this, my life wouldn't have been this. Okay, when you stay with somebody, you understand, your instinct will let you study that person. If this is what my mother-in-law is doing, as I'm going to eat in the morning, I'm taking another mid-break meal. I'm taking something else I'm putting in my own room. That little room I have with my husband. No, you have to be smart.
What do you do when they share the food? What do you do when they share the food and give to you? This is your portion.
This is my portion. You tell your husband because
she doesn't have access. The kitchen is not her personal kitchen, it's the mother-in-law's kitchen. So when they're done cooking, they dish her portion to her and give to her.
Husband get extra food for her.
The man is not always around, which is what made her run away. And when the husband comes back, she complains. The husband will say, "Endure it. She's my mother. She's my mother. So whatever she does, just take it."
So who goes to the market for them to buy things? Doesn't her husband give her? The husband doesn't give her any spend money.
He gives to the mother. He gives money to the mother.
Wow.
It was more like a forced marriage. So it was like a forced marriage. He was not ready to marry her, but because she was pregnant, they forced him to marry her. Now they are treating her this way. So the husband doesn't give her money. He gives to his own mother. He gives money to his own mother. So the mother is the one that runs the home. She has no control.
Wow.
That's how bad it is.
What that girl needs is finance. Okay? She needs financial help. And secondly, you need to tell her to start taking responsibility. See, one thing is this. I keep saying it. If you want to have a child out of wedlock, make sure you can take care of that child. Do not run to get pregnant. Yeah, it's a for young people, 5 minutes satisfaction can ruin your entire life.
Is it even up to 5 minutes?
I want to be fair. It can ruin your entire life. Let her start taking responsibility that in one way or the other, I made a big mistake of my life. See where she found herself. Her parents are not willing to help her. Her husband's people are not willing to help her. What is left for her is to fend for herself. And because she has
which she's doing, she's actually doing that. But the little she's getting is not enough to care for her and the children. And then, the mother is not helping her get that freedom to go out and look for a better means of livelihood.
The mother is still upset. I bet you that woman is a CWO woman. She's still upset. Honestly.
That she got pregnant, maybe.
Yes. Maybe they have big plans for their daughter. You understand? They have big plans. And then this happened. She's still upset. What the girl needs, sincerely, she's in her 20s. She can even afford to go and rent a small house somewhere and live by herself. All she needs is financial breakthrough. That's what she needs now. And like I said, I suggested you can do a GoFundMe, post it on your community page. We all come around. Anything anybody has, the person can chip in. You understand? If she can get up to $1,000, I tell you, that girl will not be saying the same thing she's talking about now. She can pay for that school, get a nanny. Egone can akwụkwọ the nanny in a village. You understand? 10,000 or 5,000 or
Just
even
somebody that
well, for the time
you
being.
know, it's hard. It's heartbreaking, and you know, even this thing is not just even for young ladies. There are married women back home, even married women with children whose husbands are not taking any responsibility of the children.
Yeah.
They are not being responsible at all. These women go out and work daily, bring home money. The man will eat. All they do is jump
See
on
what
her.
David Lewis said is really funny by saying that the mother is a CWO woman.
He knows his own mother. He knows my late mother. He knows now. He knows his own mother on the CW. Dinne mama. That's my younger brother.
Yeah, you said so. Nice to meet you, David Lewis. Nice to meet you. So,
Dinne mama.
That's how that girl can get help, honestly. $1,000 now is about let me even do the math. Sincerely.
And when they go up to that, I will put up something like that, even if it's little. I don't want her to go back, because even when she got pregnant, I knew her. I've known her before she got pregnant. I knew her when she married. I knew her when she was in the husband's house. And I also know when she ran back home. So she's one of my small friends.
You see what I'm saying? Assuming we raise $1,000 for her, she'll be getting, that girl will not even remember that man anymore. She will just focus on herself and go to school.
That is what every young lady. Okay, Time Out was sharing something with us the other day. It was difficult for her, but she has, look at her life today.
Yeah.
Look at her life today.
You know, Time Out, I watched one of her stories. I was like, oh my God, who would believe? You understand?
We were all almost in tears yesterday. Look at her life. Look at her shining like a diamond. So beautiful, radiating. You would never know she had gone through this, but it was not funny for her years back. She was just a teenager. Just a teenager.
Look at the 11-year-old. 11-year-old, I talk to you. The 11-year-old, what does she know? The police could not charge the boy because they are both children.
These are children experimenting. Maybe they didn't even, the guy didn't know that anything like semen will even come out from there.
Thank you.
So they were probably just experimenting.
Nobody to hold accountable in that girl's case. The grandmother came in. The mother was not even willing. You understand?
You see, the mother, even the mother was not willing. Now, this is the problem with a lot of mothers. No, children make mistakes, but when the mistake has been made, my own is, you can't force. I hate forced marriage. Like getting married, because that's the worst thing that can ever happen to anybody. To be tired of, married to someone that you don't want to marry. That's the worst thing that can ever happen to someone, to find yourself tied in marriage with someone you don't love or you are not ready for. It's even the worst. So when things like this happen, marriage, yes, is not the only option.
No,
I mean, if you are not ready and matured enough for marriage, don't go into it because of that child, because eventually it's going to be horrible. Welcome, Tonian. Eventually it's going to be terrible. When you tie yourself, you are going to, just like what is happening to this lady. She was forced into the marriage. Now, the man doesn't love her. It's not as if there was love. It only happened, and maybe they even did it once. Yeah, Banye. Once. Just once. Let us test. So marriage is not the option. But what we are saying is, even if you don't marry the woman, even if you don't marry this lady, be responsible for your own child. Some will say, how am I sure? I said it before that I'm the only man sleeping with you. How am I sure that there are no other men in your life?
See, I shared with you guys somebody's story. See, in one word or the other, those men, they get the memo. It might not be when they are young, because when a man is young, can they want? I mean, he's full of himself. He's not thinking about getting old. But the moment
the child will look for me, and my child will come and look for me.
Yeah. The moment they get to 50, they realize I'm all alone. By the time they are getting into 60, they are all alone. You understand? Then now it's already late to start building a relationship. It's already late. I will say, for a man out there listening to us, if this is your plan or what you are doing, just know that you can't wake up, especially about today's children. During our own time, you say, yes, our mother, I will listen. But not today's children with internet and smartphone. They will tell you, they will count for you. When I had my 7th birthday, I didn't see you. 8th birthday, you were in there. You didn't send a card. 9, 10, 11, 12. They will count it. When I went to school by prom, you were in there. My first prom, second prom. When I got into
You were
university,
there.
they will count every day. Let me tell you guys a story. There is this man, but because of child support, he refused to get a good job. I've told you that story before. An engineer in the
You
US.
refused to get a good job.
He studied in the US, so he came here when he was a young boy. But because of child support, he refused to get a good job. Guess who gave the mother divorce? It was the daughter. The daughter went to court because she was old enough to speak and told the judge, Judge, I'm speaking here because I've gone through a lot. And I don't want this man to come back to our home. It's not even I don't want my father. I don't want this man.
This man.
Yeah, the little girl explained from A to Z of what happened. And then told the judge that even if I'm graduating from high school, I need a restraining order. I don't want this man 300 years from my hall. So people don't know the damage they do. So tell me, that girl, do you think she'll just see a man and fall in love? She will not just fall in love to a man, because this one, as far as she's concerned, is a useless one. And I can't call him my father. The man did graduation. People gathered for the daughters, but he didn't come. He said she told me not to come, so I'm respecting her wish. I can't go there.
What a shame.
That is
What
it.
a shame. The unfortunate ones are those ones that will now fall ill with no one to care for them. No wife, no children. And they are ill. That's when they start asking for forgiveness. Forgive me. It's the devil's handwork. It is the devil. That was never there.
On his own.
What I keep saying is, okay, even if you cannot do everything, the least you can be is to be in the life of that child. Celebrate every little milestone of that child.
See, Spicy,
birthday.
If it's that easy, why is it that the countries like America, they made it mandatory? It becomes a crime when you don't pay child support. If you think men can on their own willingly agree to do that, they will not make it a law. But because in the nature of human being, they don't want responsibility. They don't. That's why it's a law. If you're owing anybody child support, and let's say you had a baby here, they register your name as the father and all of that, you're not paying, and you flew to Nigeria, you ran back home, right? Then maybe 10 years back, you now want to, from the airport, come like this, from the airport.
So men they are behind as we speak for this same problem. A lot of men, they are behind because of this. They've been locked up.
So
and our water side, after 20 years, you think you can escape it?
You can. I told you what happened to my colleague. My colleague was one day in the office. She got a call from the ex of 20. The son at the time was 26. So she got a call from the ex of over 27 years old. Why are you calling my number? How did you even get my number? She said, well, what did you do to my income? What did you do to my salary? The girl said, rather, the lady said, I don't understand what this man is talking about. That if you think anybody did anything to yourself, why are you accusing me? What do I have to do with it? I don't even know you're working. I don't even know where you live. Guess what happened? The guy had refused to hold a job for many years. You understand? Even if he worked, he was working maybe under the carpet. You understand? Then the moment he got a job, they didn't even inform him. The moment he got a job, they garnished his salary, and start taking the one he owed for a 26-year-old man. He's paying child support.
How do I love these people? How do I love them?
Imagine, child support ends at age 18, but he's beginning to pay it from 26 years old. The son is 26. That's when he's paying
So he
child support.
was thinking he had escaped it.
Yes, now. Yeah. Yeah. So the
Hey!
only thing, assuming Nigeria will come up with a law like that, you find that some of our men will straighten up. Some of them will
You
straighten
know,
up.
the social welfares, they are just decoration, they're just structures. They are not working. They are not doing anything to help a lot of young ladies.
Yeah.
Okay, not much awareness still. We know that.
No, it's
There is not
because
much awareness.
the country is more religious than God. You understand? The religiosity of the countries, the welfare person that will come there to be fair and neutral will tell you that why are you doing that? You're bringing shame to your family. You tell you that Jesus is already angry with you. They will be the Lord, the judge, the master, the jury, everything in between. That is what they are doing. So the point is that we don't have the law, the enforcement for it to work. The Lagos State status are beginning to talk about child care. You understand?
Yeah.
And if they can get it right in Lagos, then it will spread across the other state. It's like in the US here. Anything California, the state of California they achieve anything, you understand, it will now get to the every part of the US. They will start changing the law to suit what have been achieved in California. So if Lagos can get it right, making it mandatory for all these boy saying, hey, no, it's not my pregnancy, it's not me, it's not me. They once they do DNA test, it's your child. They will attach that child support on your salary. You get it? Our men will straighten up a little bit. They give people pregnancy up and down and they will just run away. For what?
Welcome, Mary Queen. Welcome. They are sharing the pregnancy. We have a lot of single mothers everywhere struggling with one child, two children, or three.
They're not taking care of it. There's this family in my village that time. Then one of the daughters got pregnant at home. The parents took the one. Before we came for maybe about 3 or 5 Christmases, we came back to the village. The other 2 daughters, I say, and I can work in this one, a family. This one, where did you all of them got married? They said they didn't marry you. And then you are just having the children, bringing back to your parents. So if you go to some people's home, their parents are the one taking care of all these small pregnancies that young people are getting, because there is no law, no status to like say if you get somebody's daughter pregnant, even if you don't take care of that woman, you must take care of that child.
Of the child, at least.
Yeah.
At least. What I'm advocating now is this. Even if you cannot be there totally, fully, at least the interest, the concern, checking up, being there. Over 10,000.
You're still talking about interest, concern, checking up. How can somebody who gave up a child be interested and be checking up? They don't go together now. They've already, I don't care, abandoned, that kind of I don't care attitude. You understand? After all,
if only our tradition will allow it, that any man, anyway, now said in Igbo land, actually, the child doesn't belong to you. But the sad part is these young ladies will be left to struggle through. And they will be left to suffer, pay the price. Some of them don't eventually even get married because of these children. Because of the stigma, young guys say, she has a child. As if having a child on his own is one illness like that doesn't have a cure. So some of them live with this.
Yeah,
they live with this shame.
There is this thing that happened a few years ago. It should be up to 6 years or 5 years now. A pastor,
welcome back, mental health.
A pastor's daughter got pregnant, and they don't want that kind of thing that pastor's daughter. They shipped the girl to somewhere, where the missionaries take care of women like that. The moment the girl gave birth, the child was adopted by another couple.
Family.
So So they didn't want people to know their daughter was pregnant. They don't want to have anything to do with the child. They are pastors. Oh, they took the child,
Pastors.
pastors, yeah, they took the child to a convent in Enugu. So the moment the girl gave birth, another family already had filled papers and all of that to adopt that child from birth. So they just came, adopt the baby, and then move back to their base in the city. So when the girl, after a few days, the girl went back to her parents as nothing happened. And the next day, the pastor will climb the pulpit to preach, right? What is he teaching? You gave up your blood,
Your own
because
blood,
the
because
society
you
say,
don't want people to say your daughter, or you preach to others, but you can't even fix your own.
yeah. So that's why I'm saying the country is more religious than even God himself. You understand? But they don't want to practice just the simple thing of love your neighbor as yourself. Because if those people, like this man's case now, this girl's case, if the father of that child actually, if by any means possible, loved the daughter, he would have been providing for that daughter's welfare. You don't need to tell
Yes.
a good man to do the right thing. But because I don't see any love in that. I don't. And he's just one case out of millions. Okay. And the
One
story
out of millions. No, it's like every family you go, there is this case. Every family you go, this case is there.
yeah.
Every family you go to, they have this case there.
Yeah.
And these men, a lot of them, in fact, 99% of them are not responsible for these children they raised. They are not.
There was
So
a story we had in when I was in Lagos. The guy used to come around our chamber, so I started asking questions about him and all of that. I said, "Is he married?" He said, "No." I said, "Why is he not married? He's over 40. What was he waiting for to be married?" That and he's a lawyer too. So it happens that he had got a girl pregnant, but the girl's mother, huh? The girl's mother had warned, "I don't want to see you with my naked eyes." So he has no rights or access to his child. But the girl is still there loving him. Okay? So is either when the girl got pregnant, he said, "I don't want to marry you. I'm not ready for marriage." As of that time, he wasn't married. You understand? So, and I asked, why didn't he, if they are saying love, why didn't he marry this girl? That was the question. If the girl is this nice, still receiving him even after everything that happened to her, just because the mother is not willing to let go, that's why he has no access to his child. And I asked the question, for how long will he continue to sneak to see his child? That I guess he ran away, he didn't do the needful. And some women are strong women. If you refuse to do the needful, when you had the chance or chances of doing that, don't come tomorrow and say, I'm the father by food. That is what is happening to that man.
A sperm donor. Maybe I think let's call it what it is. Inspire by Ella. Inspire with Ella Suitable. Welcome, Queen. Inspire with Ella Suitable. Welcome. And we have Amanda Gurin. Amanda, let me not spoil your surname, my friend. Thank you so much, Amanda, for joining. Please, guys, kindly thumbs up, okay? Please, 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 thumbs up. And we're about rounding up now. We've been discussing about deadbeat fathers. The sperm donors, that is what they are. As far as I'm concerned, they just donated sperm, and I think it's better if they are heavy, they are feeling heavy down there, they should just go and donate this sperm at sperm banks. Go do some donation there. Don't put it into somebody's daughter and abandon her. Wake up to your responsibility. Wake up and do the needful. And it's more heartbreaking that we have parents who are very religious, holier than thou parents, who will pray down the roof. But once some things like this happen, you see them, abandon their responsibilities as fathers. This is your grandchild, though. Your own grandchild. You have the heart because your daughter got, okay, what has the child got to do with that? What has the innocent child got to do with that? It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. So please, we are asking men, wake up and stop being a deadbeat dad. Wake up and stop being just a sperm donor. Biko, wake up, stop that. And I'm praying seriously that back home we'll have a change. And I'm praying for Obi. Yes, so I am very obedient and useful. I am very obedient. I want to be useful to myself and my family. So if you're not obedient as it is now, please be useful to yourself and be obedient. If not, things will continue the way they are. The system will not change to favor us. These men are getting away with it. They only get to pay years later, maybe 20, 30 years. But that time, Katie, I mean, it is too late. The woman has suffered. She has gone through all the humiliation. Some of them eventually lose themselves. Do you know that? They never get back to school. Some of these girls don't go back to school. And once you don't go back to school, what does the future hold for you? Some of them cannot even start up a stable business anymore. They just continue struggling, just trying to raise the child. Children that two grown adults brought into the world. It's just a shame. It is embarrassing. Guys, I really appreciate you. Let me free you. You're looking so gorgeous. You've not told me where you're going to tonight. You have to. I will call you up. Where are you going to? You're looking too sweet.
No wahala. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you, Queen. God bless you. All right, guys. So this is where we draw the curtain tonight. Thank you so much. Yes, be obedient and useful. You are obedient, and God will bless you for being obedient. I know everyone here in the chat is obedient and useful. And I know we are all obedient and useful because we want something better. But this is not just in Nigeria. This cut across all African countries. It cut across all African countries. I know that. It cut across. Young women are left to suffer and struggle all alone to raise children that two grown adults came together to have. It's about time men wake up. It's about time they sit up. It's about time they pick their bills. It's about time they stop being a deadbeat father. Don't wait until traditional marriage before you now remember that you have a daughter. You are waiting for them to come give you the bride price. You're waiting for them to give. You're waiting for them to give you the honor of walking the daughter down the aisle. You want to be the one to hand over your daughter, a child you were never there in her life. You are waiting for your son to collect his salary to come give you some percentage, a son you were never there in his life. That's a big shame. Everything has a price. Karma is real. Karma is real. When it comes knocking, I hope you're going to remember those children you abandoned, those children you denied, and claim you are not the only one having an affair with a lady. When you were having an affair, you never asked her, am I the only one sleeping with you? You've never bothered to ask her, am I the only one? Or are we 10 having this affair with you? You haven't asked her. But instead, when pregnancy eventually surfaces, you start questioning the last time you had it. No, I had it only once. No, I only put in the head. No, it was just the cap. No, I didn't release inside. And all sort of rubbish. You didn't put it inside. No, you did quick withdrawal method. No, the child doesn't look like me. The child's eyes is like this. Why didn't you take your pills? Why did you not calculate your cycle? Are you a baby? Why would you take in? Why would you get pregnant? You are not a baby. You should have known when you are ovulating. You should have taken your pills. You should have taken something to flush it out immediately. Hello, you are equally responsible as that girl. You are equally responsible. It is not just for her alone. When you were doing it, did you not think about condom? At least condom for men is more popular than condom for women. Condom is very cheap. It comes very cheap. 3 or 4 in one pack. You can afford it. It's cheaper than the bottle of mineral you buy. Yet you will not fix it. But when a young lady gets pregnant, you want her to go remove it. You want her to take pills. You even buy her pills. You want her to be the one to start calculating her menstrual cycle. but it never ran in your head. It never occurred to you to quickly put wear that tarpaulin, wear that raincoat called condom. It never occurred to you, and you are throwing the blame only at her. You are equally responsible. And remember, whatever you do, there is a price for it. There is a price to be paid. You run away today, tomorrow you're going to pay the price. Nothing good. Nobody goes unpunished for anything. Unless you don't know you have a child. But so long as you know you have a child and you're denying that child and you're running away from your responsibility, there is a price to be paid, and you will pay that price. It's not a cause. It is real. This is the law of nature. Whatever goes up will come down. And you parents out there, because your daughter got married, you're very religious. The mama, you're in the church, you have a position, you have a title, you're the father, you belong to St. John Mulumba, or you belong to one night of St. Mulumba, or one night of St. Paul, or you are a deacon in church, you are assistant pastor, or you are the pastor, you are a bishop, whatever it is you are. There is a life involved here, the life of your daughter. Do not force your daughter into a home she's not ready for. Do not force her into a marriage she's not prepared for. Help her. The mistake has been made. The deed has been done. Help her. She is your daughter. God did not throw us away, even in our iniquity. We sin against him daily and we ask for forgiveness. If he's so kind and so merciful enough to forgive, why can't you forgive your daughter and let her have a life back? Why push her further into pain and despair? Why push her further into frustration? Life is already tough on her. That she made this mistake is already tough for her. She's not finding it difficult. It is not easy if you think it is easy. No. It is not easy. She's getting she's being shamed, she's being humiliated, she's being stigmatized. The deed has been done. All you can do is to love her. Love her and love your grandchildren. Don't abandon them at a time like this. This is why you are a father. This is why you are a mother. You don't throw away a child with you don't throw away a water with a child. You bet a child, you want to throw away the water, you throw the child away along with it. You don't do that. If you, a mere mortal, can sin against God and he forgives you, how much more your own daughter? Why can't you welcome her back home? Why would you force her into a marriage she's not prepared for? Why would you let her suffer in the hand of another man who doesn't love her? Why would you push her into a family who will not accept her? It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. And if you have gone through this, you have suffered alone with your child or your children, and the deadbeat father is nowhere to be found. When the time comes, deny him every right. Strip him of every honor, because he's not worth being called a father. He doesn't deserve to be called a father. Strip him everything. Strip him of everything. He's not deserving of that title of a father. He's not deserving of it. This is where I leave it today. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you for your time here. Yeah, thank you so much, Mom Essie Kitchen. Thank you, Mary Queen. Thank you so much. Nemuzo, God bless you. Chuku Goziegi. Thank you, Mommy Essie. Thank you so much. Obi better not disappoint with all of us. Happy. He will not disappoint us by the grace of God. We pray so. We are all putting him in prayer while we do the needful as well. We encourage people to be obedient and useful. You know, even if we are not there on ground physically to cast our vote, at least the least we can do from afar is to encourage others to do so, creating the awareness. Thank you so much. Amanda, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Mary Queen, thank you so much. Mental health awareness, inspire with Ayla, Banigos, time out with Fabi, Ostonia, Thunder Scorpion, thank you so much. Every one of you, Sister Winnie, I appreciate everyone. Thank you so much for your time here. Authentic Black Woman, Nello, Josie, Sweet Escape, Olufunke. Yes, everyone here, thank you so much. God bless you. Rookie, you all have an amazing night rest. Remember, we all should be responsible and do our part. Do our part. Life is for the living. If we have made a mistake, we should try to correct such mistake. We shouldn't make a mistake and then run away from it. Men, wake up to your responsibility and do your part. Even if you're not going to be there completely, please be there to some certain extent. Pick up little bills as much as you can and be in the life, or at least every milestone of that child. Birthdays, celebrations, graduations, parties, be there. Do your part, please. It's going to help. The world is going to be a better place if we can all love genuinely and be better people. God bless you all. I appreciate you for tonight. Until we meet again tomorrow, same time. I love you all. Bye-bye. Good night. Peace of mind, yeah. You make me feel like your time. Peace of mind, yeah. Peace of mind, yeah. You make me feel like your time. Peace of mind, yeah. What is it about that? Peace of mind, yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Peace of mind. Woo! Stay blessed. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. You give me peace of mind. You give me peace of mind. You give me peace of mind. Deadbeat, thank you so much. Yes, I need you because I want you. You're the only one for me. I'm coming home after the party. The world is stressing me. I work with you because I know you got it. And you're my company. Anytime I call you, you be turned up. And you always come through for me. Peace of mind, yeah. You make me feel like your child. You give me peace of mind, yeah. Nobody said about attention. You give me peace of mind, yeah. Baby, don't let me too hard. Please give me peace of mind. Please give me peace of mind. Give me peace of mind. You give me peace of mind. Good night, everyone. I love you, Mother C. Thank you so much. You give me peace of mind. Bye.